One thing I learned, ladies and gentlemen, coming up and just looking at these nations, especially the ones that claim they're advanced, they will make the claim also that they're Christian nations, just like the U.S. It's not a Christian nation. They're Christians in name only. Their conduct and how they act out everything is not Christian like at all, nor does it match anything in the Bible other than the evil part of it. It matches the evil part of what's in the Bible, but that's about it. And this story actually comes out of the UK, the London Economic, and they have a portrait of what they call a black Jesus, ladies and gentlemen. And here he is. And someone went into a church with an air rifle and shot this portrait of what they have over there as Black Jesus. So this came out November 11th, 2019, in the London Economic. Portrait of the Last Supper, which depicts Jesus as a black man, is shot with air rifle. So this image is in St. George Church in Nailsworth, Gloucestershire, over there in England. So here's the portrait. Let me see if I can show you. Here's where it's shot. You should see the red circle right there. And, of course, they're trying to find out who came in there with an air rifle and shot this portrait. But isn't it very much how they treat us today? They'll shoot you for nothing, shot this painting for nothing, but racism. They don't want to believe the greatest man that ever lived was not white. And he wasn't. There is no way he was white, and he came out of the region of the world of where he came from. And plus, remember, this was a black planet at one point in time. And it's going to go back to that. We all know that. But this is what they did. Very much like what happens to us today. It's not hard to figure out who the people are, ladies and gentlemen, who the chosen are. A portrait of the Last Supper, which depicts Jesus as a black man, has been shot with an air rifle while hanging on the wall of a church. The iconic painting, which shows Christ and his 12 disciples during his last days before he was betrayed by Judas, had been reimaged by artist Lorna May Wadsworth. In her version, Christ was portrayed as black man, and the painting was on display at St. George Church, Nailsworth, in Cotswold, Gloucestershire. So you can see there go the bullet hole right there. Okay. But when she went to inspect the painting ahead of moving it to an exhibit in Sheffield, she noticed a tiny pellet hole in the canvas, the BBC reports. Lorna said she never dreamed anyone would react so violently to her 12 feet by 3.5 feet painting. She added that images of the damage were shown to a ballistic expert who told her it was caused by an air rifle. Wow. Well, she got the color of Yehoshua or Yahawashai correct, but the disciples? No, that ain't right. Those were black men. Lorna told the BBC I was always aware that painting a black Jesus might be controversial, but I never dreamed that anyone could have a reaction that was so violent. I'm not surprised. I mean, look, this climate has been violent for well beyond 400 years. And over in Europe, it's been violent over there forever. Okay, if you go and look at the Dark Ages and the European history that they try to hide and bury, it's been violent over there for thousands of years. It's just been crazy over there with violence. Reverend Caroline Bland of Viscar of St. George said she didn't know how the damage was caused. No, because you're still under that illusion that everyone can be trusted, and we know better. Nobody knows better than us. So this was her portrait. Wow. You know, it's good to know that many people know the greatest man that ever lived was black, but it's kind of disappointing that they fell short on the rest of the portrait. They didn't look like that, okay? Those disciples, they were going from place to place, prophesizing to people. They were out in that hot sun. I don't know how any of these dudes would have made it there without a boatload of sunburn. You know what I mean, y'all? They would never have been able to survive the climate to go around and prophesize to people with no sunscreen. There was no sunscreen back then. Okay. And this painting tells a story, just not the right one. But it's interesting. I didn't even know this existed until now. But the fact that there is a pellet hole in it, I'm not sure. I'm not even surprised. Look, these folks can't even put out a biblical movie that they can sell now. Most of the world will not go see these all white Egyptian cast and all white biblical cast movies. They are flops now. They're automatic flops. See, back in the day, they were able to sell that to the public. And I would look at the movies and say, well, is there anybody back in those times that was black? They don't want to show no black people. And then come to find out they were all black. And what they're selling to people now, people are now rejecting, telling them that's biblically inaccurate, and people won't go spend their money. But years ago, they could put Moses out and make millions off of the movie. But now when they put those white Egyptians and everybody white biblical characters, those movies are now automatic flops. The world is not accepting that anymore. They want to see something accurate on the screen. And if you're not going to tell the story right, then don't tell the story at all. All of that is rejected. And what they also don't tell you is back when Liz Taylor played Cleopatra, that was only really big in the US. When that movie circulated around the world, it didn't do so well in other places because they know Cleopatra did not look like that. And people in other parts of the world did not embrace it like Americans embraced it. But I guess this is something that the world has overcome, but America and places in Europe have not overcome. Still want to believe everything is white, everything, white everywhere, white all the time. And that is not accurate. Plus, this is a good attempt, but it's not accurate too. We know he was not bald. He had a beard. She got him all clean shaven and bald, and he would never have looked this way either. But y'all, please tell me what you think of this story. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.